Get out my wallet. Bumpy sandy roads. Sandy roads. Okay, dude. Okay. This road is not very wide, and another car is trying to come down it. Go. I think that's the first time I've happened since I've moved here. Us trying to go down that little dirt road and another car coming the other way. It's not a heavily trafficked road. Good morning, ABA. I see you there. Um, yeah, everybody hit the like button. Give me your comments, your questions. We will do it all today. Um, everyone's talking about Fauci. I really don't give a shit. You know why? Because I doubt they're going to do anything. Seriously doubt they'll do a damn thing. Hey, Stacy, good to see you. So I'm not worried about the whole thing. To me, unless if they actually do something, it's just a waste of time. Same thing, they were putting out documents showing that Crossfire Hurricane, they had no proof of Russian collusion when they started it. They got no proof because it wasn't happening. And it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to hold the FBI agents accountable? No. So what are we doing? What are we doing? They're just trying to score cheap political points. And sorry, that doesn't help anyone. And the people that are doing it are honestly not very good at it. There we go. So yeah, that it's looks like a slow news day. That's all I was seeing. You guys can let me know if there's something else going. Uh, that was the biggies. The biggies. Trying to think what else. What else has been happening? Oh, that veteran that I've been helping did something very, very smart. And hopefully more veterans see this. So there's a portal out there called My Health eVet. My Health eVet. Play on words. But it's a way to be able to securely message your primary care providers in the VA. Well, this is the one that was harassed by the VA employee. And this veteran discovered that, you know, we're building up everything so that we can do a complaint. We're going to do an IG complaint. Also, we're going to do a congruent at the same time. But yeah, so we're getting all of the ducks in a row. We're doing FOIA requests. We're doing open records requests. We're starting to see all the stuff trickle in. So we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is the shirt one of the shirts that Ed Scout bought me. So big shout out to Ed. But yeah, this veteran discovered that the VA employee did not enter in her uh, her prescriptions. Now you're supposed to have all your prescriptions entered, and that's so when you are seen by a doctor, they can look at your prescriptions and not prescribe you something that could potentially react with the other prescriptions. It could be life-threatening, and they didn't enter in anything. And it's been over 2 weeks since there was this incident where the VA employee had sent a welfare check. So I told her, I said that in it of itself is its own VA complaint. Just that by itself. you could complain on that. I said, so get proof, and we will, complain about that as well, because we're gonna probably do up some type of timeline as part of the complaint, just to show that, hey, this veteran's not being treated properly. So I said, yeah, that could be its own separate complaint. We'll put it in there because it just boosts your complaint. But we were talking about what to do about it, and I said, you know what you can do? Um, it doesn't let me. Oh, hopefully this doesn't cut you guys off. There we go. There we go. I'm back. Sorry. So yeah, this complaint. Sorry, I got a veteran who wants to comment on the show and was asking for a link, but I can't do a link. Um, well, what it is these VA employees are trying to protect their jobs at the expense of veterans, is what it is. But we were talking about this veteran's medications and how to get those in there. And I was like, you can do a secure message in My Healthy Vet and just list them out and say, hey, you didn't put these into my record. And I go, they can't delete that. They can't, that's a government record. That will be in there. And I go, before you make your complaint, you are now formally notifying them of essentially malpractice. So we'll see. The veteran seems open to doing that. And once you understand some of these investigations and what they're looking for, how they search it, the type of things that people, because she was going to make a complaint from day one, and I was like, they're just going to say, oh, that's just a veteran who's unhinged and unhappy. I was like, no, we're going to do open records requests. We're going to do, oh, it's okay, baby girl. We're going to do open records requests. We're going to do FOIA requests. We're going to get all the documentation to prove something occurred before we make a complaint. Because if they say, oh yeah, that veteran is just out of their mind. Okay, well, why do we have a police report showing that a welfare check was sent on him? Oh, well, now it's going to be looked into, and that's the goal. Because you and I both know things are not being done correctly. And even if that employee is absolved and we can't prove any wrongdoing, if other complaints are happening on that employee, eventually coincidences stop being coincidences. And that's the goal. And that's the problem with so many veterans. I understand they get frustrated, but we have to keep documenting. I was talking to a veteran yesterday about something, and it was a separate issue, and he was like, I was like, every time this happens, you have to call the cops. He's like, seriously? Every single time? I go, yeah. And he was like, that's waste of resources. I'm like, yeah, but it's covering your ass. Remember in the military, we learned to cover our ass. And he was like, yeah, that's true. I go, yeah, that's what it's about. I have hands-free. I have hands-free right there. So yeah. And as you can tell, I'm not really reading comments that much. So I'm all right. But yeah, lost my train of thought. But yeah, doing this documentation and like with the welfare check, that a VA employee done fucked up, because doing a welfare check means there's an outside entity with a police report, meaning because when you complain about the VA or government agencies, there are other VA employees who will cover for their fellow employees and be like, "Oh, those records don't exist." Now, we looked and nothing is there. And who's going to tell them no, there is? With this, they called and did um, a welfare check. So an outside agency has records. So that was the first thing I said. Brains free streaming. Well, that's true. But yeah, so that was the first thing I told the veteran was go get an open records request, get the police report. If there's not a police report, there's still a record that police were sent to your home. But for a welfare check, there has to, like I'm pretty sure. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a what's it? There's a well, I know there's some type of record, but I'm pretty sure there's a police report. All right, I'm about to go through the gate with the gate guard. Hey there. Thank you. Take care. Ooh, it is warm out today. Warm out today. Patient advocate conspired with my primary because I told them I'd hold them. Well, yeah, they will do that. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. Um, yeah, they will. Yeah, even the patient advocates are not all. You got to think they work with those people every single day. So yeah, you want to start getting. And the good thing is, I told her don't go to the VA because she was going to go to the VA for documents. I go no, go to FOIA.gov because again, when an outside agency is asking. And the other thing I will say is this veteran has a record, her own, that the call took place. Her significant other was recording, which is people. You're in a two-party consent state. You can't record. Oh yeah, you can record. You can record for your own records, and especially like a veteran. Uh, Veterans have PTSD, which causes memory issues. Some people have to record because if not, they'll never remember what happened. Now, if you are doing that and it's for your own personal use, that's perfectly legal. And if you happen to catch potentially a crime, then yeah, that's when you can use those recordings. So, so yeah, people who are, oh, it's two-party consent, you can't use. There are times where you can. Oh. Someone put a whale's tail on a Toyota Celica. It looks like shit. People do stupid shit to their cars. But yeah, so the good thing is this veteran is doing it right. And as we were talking this morning, I was like, you're probably I said your complaint is already 90% better because most veterans when they complain, it's just a phone call. This happened. There's no proof that it actually happened. The complaint gets recorded, but until it's a pattern, nothing really gets done. But when a veteran does their due diligence and gets documentation and says, "Here's proof the call happened. Here's proof that the harassment happened." So I think this is gonna. I, I think this is gonna be a strong complaint. So, yep, I that's if this veteran keeps listening to me, I think we'll get somewhere. Now, will it solve it? That is something totally different. But I think the complaint will be investigated. I think it will be recorded, all that stuff, all that good stuff. So that will be that will be a positive. And yeah, setting agencies, government agencies against each other, always a benefit. Because then what happens is if one's stonewalling another, lawyers start stepping in. And all it takes with a lot of corruption in government, all it takes is one good person. I hope you guys realize that. And that shows you when there is government corruption and nothing's being done about it, it tells you how bad it is. All it takes is one government employee to do the right thing. That's all it takes. So, and that's, yep, there's TC. You guys know that's what me, TC, AVA, that's what we're all about. Government accountability. And as you see, we're doing FOIA requests and open records requests. It always, always starts with transparency. Without transparency, it doesn't work. That's why I've talked to other advocates here in California. You guys realize that California can deny, if you do a FOIA request, they can deny 911 calls because they're considered investigatory records. They do that to avoid transparency. They have a transparency law, but yet they're still avoiding transparency. Well, if you call 911 and you know a lot of what you're complaining or a lot of what the issue is recorded in that call, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. So all of you should be talking with your local governments about putting transparency policies and laws into place. Because that right there, as you guys saw with Jeremy Hales, he won that so easy against the town of Otter Creek, because the first thing they weren't doing was being transparent. They weren't giving records. That's one of the strongest things for him, because then he can, on everything else, he was able to show, well, they already withheld this. Doing a FOIA request, I found out that my nurse was denying my community care when only a doctor. Oh, yeah. I was talking with a veteran yesterday who has PTSD. They've denied their claim for PTSD. And the basis for PTSD is MST, which is military sexual trauma. They recorded it deep in the notes. So they didn't say, it's not a thing of they didn't record the MST. They hid it so that they could deny of this veteran their claim. Now, thankfully, and like, this veteran had reached out to me and I was like, look, you're doing this all on your own. Get somebody, get a VSO, get a lawyer, get somebody to help you. Finally, that veteran has a lawyer. And that lawyer she was like, you were right. The veteran or the lawyer told me only a VSO or attorney would have found this. Like, this is nothing they would have made available to me publicly. And I was like, yeah, there's a reason why you need an advocate for you when dealing with the VA, because they can hide things from you legally. Legally, they can hide things from you. Yeah, Shelton, it takes a while sometimes. It does take a while sometimes, but don't give up. Same thing with that veteran told me with the VA. Don't give up and don't die, and eventually you'll be successful. And that is 100% true. Government will, like, you start costing them time and money. Eventually, it'll take a long time, but eventually you'll get satisfaction. You have to be thorough, and the more people that you have on your side, the better. All right, guys, I am here. I am at my office, so I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go on with my day. I hope you guys are having a great day yourselves. If you know any veterans who need help with anything, feel free to send them my way. I got the phone number down below. All right, guys, thank you so much. And as always, thank you for being worth serving.